What time you got?
11:59.
All right, minute early. It means we're on time. Hey. Wow. All right, day 2.
Day 2. Let's get it started.
Iron Core Club.
Welcome.
So, did you do your homework last night?
I sure did.
Did you post it in the group?
No, I'm not a big poster, so.
Oh, you're a poster child?
No. I did homework though. I did it.
All right.
Practicing, you know?
That's cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right, so today we're going to just focus on a little bit of the breathing. But before we do that, we're going to get back into a little bit of this, what I call the easy as sit workout.
Wait.
Because it's
Right.
easy as sit.
All right.
All right?
Easy to sit.
Yeah, so now we're sitting. Okay? As I said yesterday, we bend our legs, cross our legs, and you can't see, I don't think we can see it in the camera. Anyway, so go on the inside a little bit, like down. Bring your knees, like, make your hips tilt forward so that you get that lumbar thing going.
Right.
Remember?
Okay, yep.
Now, when the monks, you've seen pictures of the Buddha and the monks sitting there doing their meditation, okay? What they're doing is they're building their breathing body. At least this is how I learned it. When you have your legs spread in a natural way, but more like in those Buddhist monk yoga styles, what that does is that opens up the hips, that lets the pelvis turn forward, which makes the lumbar spine do the thing, and then you can, keep the cambers in alignment and all the stuff we went over yesterday. But we're going to go back to a little bit of the beam stretch. Okay, it's something you can do at home or at break or something. So let's go back, boom down. Okay, now our back is on a beam. It's a boom. Okay, so boom down, nice and slow. Pivot at the hip. Okay. I'm going to go again. Bring my my arms to the front of my knees. I'm just going to fucking chill out here for a second. You comfy? Yeah, get on there.
Yeah, you want to move a little bit? You can see what you're doing
A
there.
little bit. Alright. Now, try to push this a little. So we want to bend at the hip. We try not to, if your spine gets a little curvature, that's cool. But the idea is we want to isolate the hip. And then we're going to take our elbows against our knees. And again, pry. Let's inhale. And then pry, exhale. On the exhale, we stretch. And we're going to beam stretch the spine. Let's try to inhale again. If you're following along at home or in the shanty, anybody in the shanty watching me? The idea is to inhale, let's say 4 or 5 seconds, and exhale like 6 or 8 or 10 seconds. Because when we exhale, right, that's where the breathing down really begins to function. Whatever, I just did it. And then this exhale, the idea is just to exhale longer than you inhale. And then fry, stretch. I like to do this with my neck a little bit. Let me see if you can hear this. Did you hear that?
Yeah.
Did you hear that? So I chiropractically chiropractor myself, and I'm able to do that because I practice it and my muscles are loose enough to let my spine stretch. So the idea is when we're tight, and we get bound up, too blocked if you will, it's hard to keep everything loose because it's tight. Make sense? All right, so now let's go back down to the toes here, and then we're gonna boom up. If you're tight or whatever, just use your hands on your knees and lead with the head, all right? Try to keep, and then as you come up, lock into that lower part of the spine and work that curve.
Bam.
Bam. You feel a difference?
Yeah.
Whoa. He feels a difference, ladies and gentlemen. All right, so now on the exhale, let's do this thing with the shoulders again. Come back down, and then put the elbows next to the body, and exhale and pull through. working down here. All right, so that's one thing you could do at home is just to practice how you sit in a chair. All right, again, this whole collapsing in and on ourselves, got to fight against it. That's all I'm saying. Now, I have a couple of tips and tricks for you to do. Did you run up the stairs today?
I sure did.
You ran them.
Ran them 2 steps at a time.
Damn! So I took the stairs this morning, and I'm not trying to impress anybody, but here's a little trick I like to do sometimes. When I walk up the stairs, I inhale and I feel like I'm inflating myself and floating up. And then when I exhale, I feel like I am like breathing down and using that force as like thrusters on a rocket ship or something. So I lift myself up mentally a little bit and then push down physically. And then I could just, and it's not, it's just, again, we're trying to train our body to train our mind. If you've ever learned anything, right, there's muscle memory. You know what muscle memory is?
Yeah.
What is it?
Your memories, your muscles memories.
Your muscles memory. All right, I'll work with that. We train the body to train the mind. So when the mind thinks, let's say in martial arts, oh, I got to block. It's like, you know, you've trained to block and strike. And it's one move. It's like
Second nature.
second nature. And when we're working and we know the moves, it's like we don't have to really think about it because we're doing it so long. I'm welding all day long, and it's like I can pick my nose and scratch my ass, and I can still, because my mind, my body knows what I'm doing. Okay, so that's one thing. Now another way to get to the breathing body, right? Have you ever heard of string theory?
Yes, I did.
What is that?
I don't know what it is.
But you've heard of it.
Yeah, I've heard of it. Yeah, it's like the DNA or fucking Albert Einstein.
String theory is the theory that the universe is made up of subatomic strings, tiny strings, like filaments of God or something. I don't know what they think of it, but now we're going to use the string theory concept, and we're going to take a string from the center of our head, and we're going to plumb up, we're going to pull up on our, metaphysical thread, let's say, and then we're going to hang from it. I normally would do this like standing, but since we're taking it easy today, so just pull up on your crown, not the front of your head, like the center of your head, right? And then go straight through. Feel like you're pulling, and then just sort of let that relax. Now I want you to take another pair of strings from your arms, elbows, shoulder, whatever, and pull them down. Okay, this is like upper body stretching, stressing, de-stressing. All right, so this is still posture, but now to breathe in this way, right? You get the tension and compression. Your tension is holding yourself up tight, and the compression is the diaphragm squeezing down on the kidneys, and that's tension and compression are what make buildings and bridges stand. Okay, I don't know if you know about mechanics too much, but it's not just bolts and welds. It's especially in the bridges. So. What else was I going to say today? Okay, so in martial arts, right, you've heard of, like, let's say, Tiger Claw or, White Lotus. I don't know. The founding fathers of fight, right? They watched animals in the wild, and Crouching Tiger, Hidden Dragon, right? I learned, the 5 animal forms I learned were crane, snake, crane, tiger, leopard, and dragon was in there somewhere. Snake, crane, dragon was first, I think. Nah, it doesn't matter. So anyway, I made up some animal breath change forms to get you to think about the breathing body. Are you ready to hear what they are?
Excited, yeah. Let's do it.
So the first one is panting pup, barking bull. Okay, you're gonna be it.
Let's do it. Go on.
Okay, so before I say that, your breathing body is like natural, right? This is no like hacking technique. This is like you're born with a breathing body, okay?
Right.
You do know.
Yeah, you're born with a breathing body, yeah.
Yeah, okay. Anyway, what was I going to say? The nature of animals breathing and babies breathing. All right, if you have a child at home or a pet, just watch them for a little bit. They have a breathing body, okay? And it's again, it's natural. We're just trying to return to the knowledge and the awareness and practicing this. So, animal breath change form: panting pup, barking bull. Try that. Now try and do it like from down here, and then when you bark, kind of make it like a cough. Like it sounds like you're from your voice, from your neck. Now, another thing, if you've ever thrown up, right, all that inner core, that's kind of what we're going for. You want to feel like you're vomiting a little bit. Okay, panting pup, barking bull. Do this at your leisure. The other one is purring cat, roaring tiger. You know how to purr? Can you roll your R's? Come on. What's the Spanish word where you have the R's?
I wrote my R.
Buenos tardes. Buenos tardes. All right, so think of the as like the motor hum of, like I said yesterday, the engine. And try to just bring that down and as quiet as possible, and then roaring tiger. Okay, purring cat, roaring tiger. Ready? Here I go.
Let's hear it.
Is that weird?
That's fucking hilarious. I would do it. Ready?
Still sounds like it's coming from your throat a little bit.
This is great.
Is it good? All right, and then the last one is crawling crane snake. Okay. Now we know what crawling cranes are. Crawling cranes. But in martial arts, the crane form is like this type of wing hand thing. If somebody throws a block, throws a punch, let's say, girl, I'm just a little fake.
A little nervous.
Just a little fake
Are
one.
you sure? I'm gonna be all right.
And I bring it in, and then I open my wing, bam, and I fucking flash him in his face. Bam. Uh-oh. Am I running out of battery? Low battery? Bam. I need a... Don't worry about that.
I'll just close that, right? Bam.
Okay, we might get timed out here. So crawling crane snake, the snake is like sinuous, right? When you block and you come in and you zap them with the venom strike. So for us, we're just gonna go inhale, right? And gonna snake the spine and try to open up our wings and just, I don't know, just metamorphosize from a snake into a phoenix of fire. And then we do the little hissing, like hissing is also like pressing against. Just other ways I'm trying to think of how you can get to the breathing body. Can you try to hiss and do this? Extra credit. All right, so that's just maybe three other ways to think about it. Oh, and then there's dragon breathing. Okay, this is like something official where we go. And again, not from the throat. Try to bring it down into your core. And just your mouth is going to make a sound. But are you squeezing behind it? You got that? Yeah. All right. See, doesn't take much, really. I don't think. It's just a little practice. The trick is, I would say, is to keep it in your mindset, like whatever you're doing. When I studied, right, we had something called work practice, where we would build rock walls and do like heavy duty yard work, and for 4 hours in the afternoon after a morning class for 4 or whatever. And working with our bodies in a way with this breathing body is really like was key to the being formidable on the field, or in the field of the dojo. We never really called it a dojo, it's just class. But bottom line is, try to incorporate the breathing body techniques with whatever. When you're lifting a beam or whatever, are there any beams around? No, I wonder maybe. Gotta find something heavy real quick. What time you got?
It's 12:14.
Okay. maybe we don't have to do that. But when you, do you know, like, can you think in your mind when you try to lift something? Do you exhale? Do you hold your breath?
I like exhale when I'm lifting.
Mm-hmm. And do you focus on any particular spot?
I just make sure I get my legs into it, you know, my hands so nice and balanced, and just up with the legs.
All right.
Keep my balance, my body, my back down.
Sure.
You know?
Right. Now, we know what we're doing for the most part. Again, it's just trying to, like, make you think, well, what am I really doing on the inside? Because when you're compressed, you have that compression of breathing down and squeezing the kidneys, right? You're less likely to pull a muscle unless it's the diaphragmatic muscle, because you're locked in and you're I don't know, tight, or I don't know if that's the right word, but you're full of air pressure, right? You're like a pneumatic tool, like I said. So some people, maybe they hold their breath, or I don't know what they do, but the idea is incorporate this into your work. I'm welding all day long. I'm like looking, my neck's a little whacked from recent doing things, but I'm always returning to trying to not be like this, try to be more like this. Come through, always try to come through the center, the core here. Not like this. It's subtle shift. And that's essentially bodybuilding, breathing bodybuilding, like basics. Okay? I just want to put that out there because maybe you're not thinking about it. That's all I really want to say. I think tomorrow we're going to do a little bit more of a talk about energy, chi, right? And like, it's going to get a little heavier from here on out. But there's a lot to be said about that, which basically is like, what are you eating? What are you drinking? It's like, but listen, life force energy, man. It's like once you lose it, it's hard to get it back unless you get back into whack, so to speak. That's my philosophy.
Yep.
So anyway, my battery is going to run out again. We're running out of time. Any questions?
No, that was really good. It's really good.
You felt the difference?
Yeah.
It's like so simple, right?
Yeah.
Does it feel natural?
Yes. It feels almost too simple.
I know. It's like, how can you tell me something I already know?
Yeah, you just gotta be aware and be conscious of it,
Yes. So that's the deal, brothers and sisters. Like I said yesterday, there was all kinds of training, and I don't know. I just felt like this was something valuable to learn, know, because when I learned it, I didn't know it before I learned it. And then I forgot it. Can I tell you a quick story real quick?
Yeah.
You got time?
Let's see. 12-17, go ahead.
So, right after I became a journeyman, after 3 years of apprentice school, it was my birthday, June 28th, and then July 4th weekend, I was fucking around in the pool with my brother's kids, and did a crazy dive and messed up my neck. And ignored it for like 3 years. So like, whatever. I'm a journeyman iron worker. And after 3 years, whatever was wrong had gotten worse over time. Then there's a whole other backstory, but in the end, after I got my shit straight, I went to a chiropractor, I got an x-ray, and I saw what was wrong with me. In fact, I got a picture of it right here. Let me show you my pictorial spread of my neck. This is actually backwards again, but see right here? See these pinch points? That's my spine on my nerves. And this thing is kind of straight. It should be curved. It's called the arc of life in certain circles, chiropractic circles. Anyway, so I had a lot of work to do. And by, getting a couple of, did you see this picture? That's an MRI of my neck. So all I'm saying is, if you got pain, you got problems, this is one way to deal with it. Return to the inner knowledge of posture and breath. Thank you, brothers and sisters. Respect. And we'll be back tomorrow with maybe some more valuable information. And cut! Much love. God bless.
That was that? Good?